My beautiful people, what no one will tell you is that the problems that you're going through right now, it's just the dark part of the tunnel. You know what I mean? But if you stand still, you remain in the dark. You remain in the tunnel. Maybe I should say this. You know the saying, there's light at the end of the tunnel, right? There is light at the end of the tunnel. I have lived my whole life with that saying in my head over and over. You know what I mean? And I would just I'll be going through something and I'll just lose hope and everything, because you know when you're in the dark and you're not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, you just lose all hope. So for me, what I learned was that every problem has a solution. Why? Because I decided to fight. You get what I mean? I decided to fight through the problem instead of just like having the problem and just sitting there and thinking about the problem all day long, which I've done. You know, that's what depression is basically. It's just losing hope and turning positive situations into negative situations because you're so used to negative things happening to you that you refuse to believe that good things can happen. It took me 3 years to finally understand that I'm okay, that I'm fine. Psychologically speaking, my mind could not comprehend that why are things going so well for me. Like nothing bad is happening. You know what I mean? And not that I'm calling it, I'm not jinxing it. I'm appreciative. You know what I mean? I do appreciate the fact that I'm blessed now and all that kind of stuff. But it wasn't always this way. And yeah, there were moments where I would just give up. I would just sit there and I would pray to God. And I'm like, what is your plan for me? I am suffering. My family's suffering. I have no food to eat. What is happening? You know? And I would do this in church. Like I would sit in church and I wouldn't engage in anything church wise. I'd just sit there and be like, whatever your plan is, you will tell me today, because this is just, I cannot be suffering like this. You know what I mean? I cannot, you know, when you're suffering, you're not okay. And then more bad things keep piling up and happening and happening and happening. At this point, you don't even know what to cry about because everything sucks. So I just sat there and I cried. And I said, you better have a plan. I don't know what to do anymore. You know, I think that day, that's the day my ancestors just took me out and said, you're getting out of church. And I said, what's the problem? Why? I'm used to church. I was blah, blah, blah. And they were like, no. You're not okay. You're suffering. You know what I mean? You're getting out of church. We will work on you. And so, yeah, I took on my ancestors. And since then, I haven't suffered a day. Because they would promise, like, you'll never go to sleep hungry. You know what I mean? And when I didn't have a job because they wanted me to work like prophetic stuff and such like that, when I didn't have work, they would tell me that we will bless your mom because she has a job. So we'll bless her with your money. We will tell her that it's your money. I'm like, she's not going to believe you and all that. And my mom would just come through. It's like, Precious. I'm like, It's like, you lost your phone, right? I'm like, yeah. It's like the insurance told me that it'll be 2,000 something for the access fee. And I'm like, yeah, something like that. Is like, so randomly, I just received like 5K in my account. Is that your money? And I was like, why would it be my money, Mom? And she's like, because every time you prophesy somebody or you help somebody, I get money. So I'm guessing that that's not my money. And I was like, yeah, they did tell me that they'll give me a little bit, but obviously you can keep it. You're the one who buys groceries in this house anyway. But nah, she would just give it to me. You know what I mean? So it was like they were trying to say that you don't have to stress about your financial situation. You don't have to stress about this and this and this and this. We got you. We'll take care of you, you know? But the thing is, it wasn't easy. Going through all that pain and suffering, it still lingers. It still creates some sort of trauma or a trauma response to a lot of things. So I could get money, but I'm like, what if it stops coming in? And then what? You know what I mean? And then I start panicking. And then I don't even enjoy the money I got, or I don't even enjoy the blessing I got. because I'm thinking about the bad, not the good. So that's when I just started this thing of like always dealing with a problem, never ignoring a problem, so that it doesn't create a dark cloud over me, so that my light spirit ancestors can see me and they can bless me. Because what I've learned, and this is something I've learned since I was young, that the more you are in the dark, the more you create a dark blanket over yourself, like a whole dark blanket over you. And for some ancestors, it's hard to find you. You know what I mean? I need to start the day. But yeah, for some ancestors, it's hard to find you where you are, because you have a black or a dark blanket over you. One of the reasons why in a consultation, if I can't connect, and not because I don't see them, I see your ancestors, but I can't connect them to you, it means that you have too many layers, so many things that are blocking you from truly connecting with your ancestors. So then that's what I look for in a consultation. You know what I mean? Like, okay, so what are we fixing? You can tell me your problems, but the thing is, you can tell me your problem, but the thing is, that's not the main problem. The main problem is the fact that you don't have connection with your ancestors. You can communicate with them, but you don't have connection with them. You get what I mean? So that was the case with me. I could communicate, but I never connected. Like, I could never receive them in my life completely. Why? Because one, I would see dark ancestors, and dark ancestors love the dark cloud you put over yourself through sadness, through sadness, anger, and other stuff, depression and curses. Curses also form a freaking dark cloud. Well, curses are a dark cloud, So to remove those dark clouds in a consultation, usually, it's not everyone, obviously, but usually I would have to search things like aborted and or miscarried children. Sorry, I forgot to say trigger warning. I would have to check for that. I would also have to check for, have you been sad without crying, like you never release your emotions, or angry without releasing the anger. So that's when I'm like, you know what? Let's stop the consultation. Bring it. Do it. Give it to me. It's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you have so much anger. Take it out. I don't care if you yell at me or what. Just do it. Release that anger. It's like, no, the thing is this and this and this is happening. And immediately they release. You can see the light entering their life. You know what I mean? Because the person chose to express their feelings. And just like that, it's easy for me now to connect you to your ancestors, because you are not worried, you're not overthinking things, because sometimes your voice can be louder than your ancestors' voice. Oh, honey, they are talking to you. You don't have to be a medium to communicate with your ancestors. They are communicating with you 24/7. And I didn't say speak, and I didn't say talk. I said communicate. They are communicating with you. They're trying to give you a message every single day. But the blockages, that's the problem. We gotta remove the blockages. So I do help in a consultation. I do help remove those blockages. Then after that, whatever problem you have is a thing of the past. Now we're moving to the future. Let's focus on the problem that's coming, I guess. You know what I mean? And find solutions for it. But either way, I did learn that going through all those problems, all those issues, was it literally did create a dark cloud for my ancestors to not find me. So there's light at the end of the tunnel, guys. When you choose to move forward, you will see it in front of you. Why? Because it's forward. You have to keep moving. You have to keep fighting through the darkness. You'll be fine after that. I promise you. I don't like promising people anything, because I'm like, nothing is guaranteed in life. But this, I promise you. Remove the dark cloud, and your light ancestors will see you. And they will bless you abundantly.